Oh, touches on. Hi! Yes, tonight we find out this is the... Yeah, I believe when it's been a while. I think when it says ladder, that's the very ending part of the case. Managing moderators. Automod is my hair is a mess. I always mention that. Don't look at me. Okay. I made more adjustments to the microphone. I hope they sound better. God, I was gonna stream earlier, but I noticed there was this weird buzzing sound in my test VODs, and I was like, fuck! So I spent a couple of hours trying to get rid of that. It should be gone. Also tweaked a couple of other things. I think this sounds pretty good. Without further ado. I thought the first title I had, I thought was pretty funny, but it kind of narrows down the culprit selection way too much, so I had to compromise. March 12th, 2:52 p.m. Flight G390, lower deck, cargo hold. Had any of them had time to sleep? Wow! So this is the cargo hold, huh? It's so big! This plane is a special model. It has both a super large cargo hold and ultra luxurious first class seating. So this is a real scene of the murder? There is certainly a high probability of that, which is why we're here, correct? Okay, let's get investigating, sir! Begin investigation. Lower deck cargo hold. Alright, we have a lot to look at here. It'll be fun to see. Junghwa Express. I have touch on, don't I? Yeah. Oh, and I said a while back that like the characters for Junghwa literally mean like law and order. It's actually law and politics in Chinese. Express, I think that's the normal. Anyway. Keeping track of this many pieces of cargo must be very taxing on the cargo crew. This sure brings back memories of when I worked as a part-time mover, sir. By the look in his eyes, he's waiting for me to ask about the rest of the story. But no matter how he pours on the puppy eyes, I have no intention of doing so. Is that a typo? But no matter how much he pours on the puppy eyes, I have no intention of doing so. Are you just like resistant to social interaction? Because I understand that too. Or do you genuinely don't know? Holy suitcases, Mr. Edgeworth! It's like an all-you-can-use suitcase fair! These must be all the leftover ones they couldn't sell. The ones the company is planning to dispose of after this flight is over. This paint job is really cool, don't you think? It practically screams artsy! Oh? Why not purchase one then? I'm sure it will bring you much happiness. You think so? Then maybe I will! Let's see here. $1,200?! I think I'll pass. And Miss Tenuro wonders why they don't sell. You'd need 2 jobs just to buy one. I don't think that's up to her, dude. She said she wanted them to like accompany all of their passengers to their destinations. Not all passengers have $1,200 for a fucking suitcase. I don't think that's up to her, Edgeworth. Although, it definitely looks like one is missing. What is this brittle substance I'm stepping on? It's a bunch of glass fragments? Where did these glass shards come from? I didn't see them either. Oh, I just love pushing the buttons on elevators and crosswalk signals. Here, you should give it a try, sir. Go on, push it! The elevator is currently stopped on the 1st floor, Detective. It can't move. Oh, yeah. I guess nothing would happen if you pushed it now. Well, nothing would happen normally anyway without the special keycard. Both the door to the attendance room and the elevator's control panels require a keycard, which makes it impossible for a passenger to come down here. Okay. So that rules out, and absolutely rules out Edgeworth. All sorts of boxes are piled up here. This one says flammable, and this one, it says, pharmaceuticals. This one says for exorcism use only. Just what kind of operation is this airline running? For exorcism use only? It's a ghost crew. Hey, what's with the suitcase, pal? It's what the victim checked in, sir. So this suitcase belonged to Mr. Hicks. I don't think he'd mind if we took a closer look. There's nothing out of the ordinary in here, sir. Wait, a file? And there's a photo of Miss Von Karma in it, sir. It looks like a profile on Franziska. Why did Mr. Hicks have documents on Franziska in his possession? Why would Mr. Hicks have had a file on her? Why indeed? Do I remember? I'm not sure I remember that. Can I go back upstairs? Oh, I thought there was something... If memory serves, there was something you had to investigate up here, but it was easy to miss. Maybe, I don't know, it's been a while, but it was easy to miss, so they moved it down here. I don't know. Okay. Yes, sir. Notice anything? This cargo hold is really big! I can't believe they can fit stuff like that in here! Detective, what are you going on about? We're in the middle of an investigation here. Whoa! Stuff's falling on me! I really can't get into my work without something like this happening first. Well, let's get this show on the road. So, which item do you want to start on? In this world, there are those who are masochistic, and then there is Gumshoe. Tenero's lie. So, that flight attendant, Rhoda Tenero. She's the killer, isn't she? I don't think we can say for sure yet. But there certainly are a great number of things pointing us in that direction. You mean like how she didn't tell us about her buying her own suitcase? Yes, however, in regard to the keycard being stolen, I can't seem to find any evidence that she's lying about that. Yeah, she did seem genuinely shocked when the keycard wasn't there. Like, you'd think like, oh, they're gonna ask me for my keycard, I better hide it. Opens locker, oh, here's the keycard! Oh no, what happened to it? She was legit shocked, like she screamed. That was a real reaction. Okay. You arrived at the scene of the crime before Detective Gumshoe, correct? And you then immediately began to direct the investigation. It seems to me that you were already here at this airport for something besides this murder. Yes, I was. Why here? I've been following a very large and involved governmental-level international crime. But it's much too large for one person to take on alone. So, it was decided that I should form a joint investigation with Interpol. Interpol. Franziska came to this airport as an Interpol liaison. Franziska is a liaison? Interpol is involved. Oh yes, they are. It's a top-secret operation, so I really can't tell you any more than I already have. Okay. You can't? Where's this file? Oh, I have logic to do. I have my logic homework to do. Mr. Hello. Have you noticed anything strange happening around here? No, sir! I haven't noticed a thing! I'm not sure that he meant to sound so oblivious. Oh, you mean apart from the murder? No. Okay. Why did Mr. Hicks have documents on Franziska in his possession? Well... I think it's reasonable to assume that... Have you seen that photo of, like, those two spy cameras pointing directly... Like, they're mounted next to each other and they're pointed directly at each other? That's kind of what's going on here. Now, why would Mr. Hicks have documents profiling Franziska said that she had come to this airport as part of an Interpol investigation. Oh, well maybe Mr. Hicks had heard she was coming here and he followed her. Detective, I think it's more likely that Mr. Hicks was, in actuality, Interpol Agent Hicks. And that is a very... You don't follow women to their cars or anything of the sort, do you, Detective? No, of course not, Mr. Edgeworth! What kind of cad do you take me for? What kind of cad did you take the victim for? I think Franziska has some explaining to do. Broken glasses... Look, there we go! That'll tie up some loose ends. I think we can safely conclude that these fragments are from a pair of glasses. And the victim was wearing a pair of broken glasses. Oh. Suitcase. Well, suitcase wasn't found here. The suitcase was in the fucking flight. It was in the flight shop. Bloody cloth was found down here. Shards of the glass are found down here. No, the bloody cloth wasn't found out. We just got here. The glass shards of his glasses. They do place him here at the scene. Run a match. Garçon? Forensics? Run a match for this type of glass. Exactly what I was thinking. I'm sure that the shards would match up perfectly with the remnants of his glasses lenses. Ergo, the victim was here, just as I suspected. So you're saying that the real scene of the crime was here, sir? Isn't that what I've been saying for a while now? Oh, is it? I didn't know that. Perhaps it's a bit early to draw that conclusion. However, I believe that the probability has just skyrocketed considerably. He can't talk. This is how I would talk. I'm gonna play the game, I promise, but like, this is how I talk. Sometimes you don't do it on purpose, that's the thing, that's the curse. You don't notice it. All that's left is to find the murder weapon. I forgot what it was. What was the murder weapon? Oh no, I remember. Yeah, I remember now. Wait, there was something I didn't look at. Yeah. I didn't know that this plane was capable of carrying such large pieces of cargo. This thing's as tall as two of you on top of each other, sir! It would probably take 20 of you to cover the entire surface of this monstrosity. What, really? Yeah, I guess that sounds about right. There's really no need to take that throwaway estimate seriously, Detective. Okay, Rich, coming from you. Second of all, I love the mental visualization. I like how Gumshoe apparently measures things in units of Edgeworth. Talk to me. Let's have a conversation. Yes, sir. Do we have anything? I can speak to you, Francisco. I haven't talked to you yet. There's been a lot. What? There are decades where nothing happens, and then there are days where decades happen or some shit. It's been like that. It's been like that here at home. Everything's fine, but kind of crazy. Truth behind Hicks. You came to this airport to rendezvous with the victim, didn't you? Nonsense! What are you talking about? We found a profile detailing information about you in the victim's luggage. I suppose it was prepared for him so that he could recognize you when he landed. Which makes him not Mr. Hicks, but rather Interpol Agent Hicks. Isn't that correct? I should have known you'd figure it out, Miles. But it looks like they got to him Again. But it looks like they got to him first. So you really did come here to receive an Interpol agent, then? Yes. Agent Hicks was on the trail of a very large international smuggling ring. Okay. He went undercover to investigate this crime. And it was I who put him on this case. Oh, you must feel bad.
I was supposed to receive a call from him on his cell phone once he had landed. I never expected to receive a call about his murder instead.
I think we now have pretty definitive evidence that Agent Hicks came down here to the cargo hold. But what was he doing down here, sir? There's nothing but luggage. Oh, I get it. Maybe he forgot something in a suitcase and came down to get it. Yow!
Agent Hicks came here for a work-related reason. Of that, I'm sure.
Yes, I'm sure he was here to investigate the smuggling operation he was observing. Francisca, do you know exactly how he intended to pursue his investigation?
No. Unfortunately, I was going to find out from him after he landed.
I see. But this raises another question. A normal passenger can't access the cargo hold on their own.
Agent Hicks must have identified himself to a member of the crew and entered the cargo hold with that person who let him in.
Yes, and then he was murdered here. These glass fragments and his broken glasses are a testament to that. And then...
The killer put Agent Hicks into one of the spare suitcases and...
They entered the elevator. But while they were riding it up, the plane hit that patch of turbulence. Because of the intense shaking, the suitcase popped open and Agent Hicks's body flew out. At the same time, his wallet fell out of his pocket, spilling its contents everywhere. Which explains why there was money scattered all over the elevator floor. Investigation complete. Yes.
I think it's pretty easy to say who the culprit is at this stage.
What? Really, sir?
I know what you're thinking, Miles Edgeworth. But the killer can be none other than Miss Rhoda Tenero.
Definitive evidence.
If it was a crew member, any one of them could have shown Agent Hicks to the cargo hold. But the point to keep in mind is the key card that allows the elevator to come down here. The only person with such high-level access is Miss Rhoda Tenero. I'd say that's a pretty decisive piece of information, wouldn't you?
I know what she's trying to say, but I'm not certain it's as simple as that. Rebuttal.
If it was a crew member, any one of them could have shown Agent Hicks to the cargo hold.
Bump down the music just a tiny bit. Tiny bit. No. That might be true, but then it could be anyone, including Miss Meal or even the captain.
Don't be a fool. A plane without a pilot in the cockpit is like a horse without a rider, crop in hand. Much like Scruffy over there. Yay!
Horse whinny noise. I can't disagree with her on that. Detective Gumshoe does always need a guiding hand. Come on! He's guiding your hand! Very well, then what about the other flight attendant, Miss Meal?
Ha! I thought you might ask about her. But the point to keep in mind is the key card that allows the elevator to come down here.
Hold! But it's highly likely that the key card was stolen from Miss Tenero.
It's highly likely? It's highly likely? Is that possibility the best you can come up with? And you call yourself a disciple of my father?
Yes, well, I don't have any evidence.
Be quiet! You're a disgrace! You're a disgrace. There's more evidence pointing to Miss Rhoda Tenero, you know. It's not just the keycard that keeps her away.
Are you talking about the murder weapon? The Captain Ugo piggy bank?
Yes! She is also the only person with the key to open that display case. Further, there is a matter of the key to the display case that held the murderous bank.
X doesn't hold it. The murderous bank. But that is a fake.
Stop right there, Miles Edgeworth!
That's not the first time you're gonna hear that. Or last.
You don't have any proof that this is just a red herring. If you must keep on insisting that it's a fake, then what is the real murder weapon, and where did it go?
There are a lot of ways to kill somebody without leaving a weapon behind.
Speechless, I see. That's not a surprise. After all, you know that we searched the entire cargo hold and came up empty-handed.
There must be a way. There must be something that can help me rule out the piggy bank as the murder weapon. What should be examined further to help us ascertain the authenticity of the weapon? I mean, the body. You need to make sure it actually met. Well, no, because they. How'd she. You probably heard that because I don't have the noise reduction. Whatever. I don't have the noise suppression on. Not the body because she already brained him. Because the culprit already brained him with it. To help us ascertain the authenticity of it. We can find out if the surely we can tell that we could tell if the wound was inflicted post-mortem, right? Franziska, I think you were too quick to jump to your conclusions.
Oh, was I?
Yes. We don't even have the autopsy results yet. How can I not say that you made a snap judgment when you have yet to even see if the wound on Agent Hicks's head is consistent with a murder weapon?
Scruffy!
Yes, sir.
Contact the medical examiner's office at once. I wish to hear the results of Agent Hicks's autopsy.
Oh, yes, sir! We got a big problem, Mr. Edgeworth, sir! What is it, Detective? They're still doing the autopsy, but they said they already know this. But they said they already know this one thing for sure.
Report now!
The doc said that it's one giant bruise from a beating from his shoulder down to his mid-back. From the victim's shoulder to his mid-back? He was beaten over such a wide area? Well, I'd say maybe it's a sign the killer had a grudge against Agent Hicks. It wasn't just his head. The killer went all out and hit him multiple times, sir. Instant autopsy report. Instantaneous death resulting from blow to the back of head, bruising head to mid-back.
Scruffy! What is had a grudge against Agent Hicks supposed to mean?
Well, that's, yeah, what do you mean by that, Gumshoe? Because that could mean a couple of different things here. I've noticed Gumshoe has a very interesting way of saying what he means without actually saying it. And not in like the roundabout chicken shit way, but just sort of in like that. It's kind of like in the unk sort of way. Well, that's, was the wound on the victim's head consistent with the murder weapon, Detective? Oh, well, they said they were still looking into that, sir.
You're completely useless!
Ow! Sir, I told you already, you can't go down there! No, you remove yourself from my way! What is all that racket? My neighbors are asking now. My luggage! My cargo! They're mine! And I demand you return them to me! We're still investigating the cargo hold. Please understand and have a little patience. I suppose there is no choice. Fine. I think he gave... Hey, what are you... You have left me no choice but to use strong force! Rah! You won't get past me! This is... Wait, that's it? So that's what this whole thing has been about.
Further, there is a matter of the key to the display case that held the murderous bank. After all, you know that we searched the entire cargo hold and came up empty-handed.
Your weapon couldn't be found. The doc said that it's one giant bruise from a beating from his shoulder down to his mid-back. Cause of death. Dude, you would have died if that shit wasn't there. I mean, the game just kind of all laid it out for you, but... Nothing. Weapon couldn't be found. Oh, you don't need one. Hey! I can't see a clear connection between these two pieces of information. Fair. Is there some way for me to prove that this isn't a real murder weapon? It's not that. I mean, you could tell what he was, I mean, if we're talking the murder weapon was this bank, you'd be able to tell that from the impressions that it left if you were beating him with it, right? It would leave square marks. It wouldn't be something like this. It would be impressions, very, very strong square impressions, I think. Come on, make me look kinda... Allegedly, the killer struck the victim many times over, which is why there is extensive bruising over such a wide area. But is that really the correct conclusion to draw from the evidence? The bruise from his shoulder to the middle of his back is one continuous mark, which is more suggestive of a single blow to the back. If that's the case, then the piggy bank is much too small to have caused that. Therefore, the murder weapon must be something far bigger. The unusually, I like there's an exclamation mark in this one. The unusually large area of bruising suggests that a very large weapon was used. There's some new art for the... There's a lot of new art for the... I don't know, bits of logic. Weapon couldn't be found. A sizable weapon. Because I know what happened here, but how do I connect the dots in your mind palace? Maybe? There we go. If we're looking for a rather large weapon, you'd think it would stick out. But so far, we haven't found anything that resembles a weapon of any sort. Perhaps, just perhaps it's something we've all overlooked from the very beginning. Because normally, it's too impossibly big to be taken into consideration. What was that all about? Was he trying to jump his way down here? Franziska. What? What do you want? What do you want? I found it, Franziska. I found the real murder weapon. You did? He really jumped! We didn't realize it until now, but that's right, Gumshoe is the only person I think in this room, beside the security guard, who cares that Mr. LeBlanc just flung himself over the side. How big of a fall was that? How big of a fall was that? Unhide the webcam. How big of a fall was that? Probably enough to kill somebody. If his fall hadn't been broken. The answer has been right in front of us this whole time. He might be hurt! We should go check up on him, sirs!
There's that pompous attitude of yours. There's that pompous attitude of yours again.
No.
There's that pompous attitude of yours again. You should learn to drop that habit.
Piss coming from a prosecutor with a habit of whipping everyone she comes across.
Anyway, if you really are prosecutors, and you'll back yourself up with evidence.
You two aren't listening at all, are you?
Come on, then. Show me this real murder weapon you speak of.
Show evidence, don't have evidence to show. This one's a 50-50 sometimes. I think this is the real murder weapon. I think I have concluded that this is the real weapon, I suppose.
What is that supposed to mean, you fool? You fool?
That was practice just now for when I would show you the real murder weapon.
Why don't we add practice whippings to your routine as well?
Oh, I need to think about the circumstances of victim's death in a different way, just like rubbing the welt. There's a wide bruise running from the victim's shoulder down to his mid-back. I'm going to tell you the answer, Violet. Maybe I should be focusing on what could cause such a large bruise in one strike. He fell and hit something. Fuck! No! I didn't mean to hit it. Fine. I'm gonna lose 2 segments of health. Don't show evidence. I don't have it. It's not here. Don't get ahead of yourself. I don't have it. I don't have any evidence to show you.
Foolish reasoning for a foolish fool from a foolishly foolish fool meant to fool me! What do you mean by I don't have any evidence to show?
Perhaps I should have phrased it as that which caused Agent Hicks's death is incorporeal. Oh my god! I love him so much. He's like, fine, I'll put it back into autistic terms. But then you're going to ask me to translate it again. Somebody died. Forgive me, but I do believe I have figured out what was the real cause of death. Free fall. The victim fell from a great height and subsequently died as a result. In other words, the real cause of death is free falling to the ground. He
fell to his death?
Yes. This is the only plausible possibility. The victim has extensive bruising on the back of his head and his back. And the only rational explanation for these injuries is that he fell to his death.
But the murder happened inside this plane!
I know.
Are you claiming that there is some place in this plane from which he could have fallen from?
As I said earlier, the answer has been right in front of us the entire time.
You can't mean...
Yes, I do. The victim fell from the top of the stairs of this very cargo hold.
What?!
Then, we're in trouble! We may have a second death on our hands, sirs! Oh, Gumshoe. Hey, you! Tell me you aren't dead, pal! Quiet! Why are you screaming? Huh? Huh? He's alive! He's alive!
And there you have it, Miles Edgeworth. It's not possible that Agent Hicks fell over the railing to his death. That man is living proof of that.
I suppose it's true that it's not possible, given the current circumstances.
The current circumstances? What is that supposed to mean?
Suppose that large piece of cargo wasn't there at the time. What would have happened then? He would have been a Borginian pancake for sure, sir! Sounds good.
I suppose that man over there wouldn't still be breathing. But the reality is that cargo box is there. So there is no point in entertaining your wild hypothetical scenarios.
It may be there now, but there is no proof that it was always there.
As if there could have been a window of time when that giant box was not there.
Ah, but there was.
What?
What can I use to show her that it's possible the box was not always where it is now? The box was not always where it is now. Mr. Hicks was there. Thought of the... It's possible the box was not always where it is now.
Take that!
I'm getting ahead of myself, yeah. Doesn't this show sufficient probability to you?
But why are you asking me? I was the one asking you!
I think there's a possibility. Yes, sir!
No one was asking for opinions from the instant noodle crowd, Scruffy.
The instant noodle crowd? I suppose this is where the phrase "to be whipped by one's opponent" came from.
Don't act as though you have nothing to do with this. Now answer the question.
Suppose she's right. But first I should reconsider all of the information I have, and not guess. With magic 8-balls. What can I use to show her that it's possible the box was not always where it is now? something cargo. Highly likely that the killer got this from the cargo hold? Hold on. Made a brief stop from 4 a.m. to 5 a.m. to transfer cargo. Yeah, I think it should be this.
Take that!
There.
You refueled in the Republic of Jungfa?
Yes, this flight had a short layover in Zheng. Is it Zhongfa?
Yes. That is the correct pronunciation.
Are you sure?
You're asking me if I'm sure?
Well, around the central conversation. Yes, this flight had a short layover in Zhongfa in order to refuel. But that wasn't the only reason for the layover. We also transferred some cargo. What if the box in question was only transferred onto the plane at that time? To further prove my point, let's take a look at what's next to the box in question. Ah! It's labeled Jungfa Express! Correct? Meaning it was loaded onto the plane in Jungfa. God, I fucking want... I can't... I'll turn off touch for this. I want an Ace Attorney Investigations 3 in Jungfa so bad, dude, and Lung is your investigative partner. And you get a lot of shit because you're a prosecutor in Jungfa, and they don't like prosecutors there. Long story. Cargo from Jungfa data jotted down in my organizer. It was loaded on board during the refueling between 4 and 5 a.m. at the transfer point. Now, what if the box in question was also loaded on at the same time?
It would mean that the box was not here in the cargo hold during the Europe-Jungfa leg of the flight.
Making a clear drop from which Agent Hicks could have fallen to his death entirely possible.
Ah, but your theory is still very far-fetched.
Then allow me a chance to prove how very likely my scenario is. My first order of business will be to examine that piece of cargo in more detail. Now, guess what we're gonna find? Begin investigation. Lower deck cargo hold. I will be right back. Just a sec, please. Enjoy the investigation music. Hi, thanks so much for waiting. Okay. Begin investigation. The leftover suitcases sit here, lined up in 2 pretty, neat rows. Too bad for Miss Tenero, but this design is unmarketable. I'd buy one if it was cheaper, sir. Do you think they'd sell it to me at a discount? You know, flash the police badge? Get my discount? Oh, or why don't they sell them in the airport and have a bargain basement sale? Buy one, get one free. If you win the raffle, you get one more for free. How about those ideas, sir? I think if they did that, everyone would lose. Anything else? So, Mr. Hicks was actually an Interpol agent. That is so cool! I can't believe he was from Interpol! The adventure, the glamour, and the miraculous big escape when you get caught by the enemy! Except, in this case, there was no big escape. And no miracle. Huh? Så! Jag bagade nyss! Get awfully cool! Begone! So! You can rant at me in Virginian all you want, but no still means no, sir. What? You cheap man! You are only waiting for me to give you money, yes? This guy is really pushy. I wonder if he really makes any sales this way. As long as I never have to face him in court, he can be as pushy as he wants. Ooh! I just love pushing the buttons on elevators and crosswalk signals. Here, you should give it a try, sir. Go on, push! I love it's detailed enough to show him pointing to the elevator. The elevator is currently stopped on the first floor. Detective, we've already read this dialogue. It can't move. Oh, yeah. I guess nothing would happen if you pushed it now. Well, nothing would happen normally anyway without the special keycard. Both the door to the attendance room and the elevator's control panels require a keycard, which makes it impossible for a passenger to come down here. All sorts of boxes are piled up here. This one says flammable, and this one it says pharmaceuticals. This one says for exorcism use only. Just what kind of operation is this airline running? You can never be too sure. I meant that in the context of examining everything. Keeping track of this many pieces of cargo must be very taxing on the cargo crew. This sure brings back memories of when I read this dialogue, sir. By the look in his eyes, he's waiting for me to ask about the rest of the story, and voice act it all again. But no matter how much he pours on the puppy eyes, I have no intention of doing so. Alright, let's stop fucking around. This is a rather large piece of cargo. There's a tag on it, sir. Let's see. Olive Red statue? Never heard of it. Nor I, but all I care about is if we can prove it wasn't here at the time of the crime. Then let's get investigating, sir. Så, gamla buss! Ni lagade kiten! Look here! Do not go about touching my possessions without my permission! Don't rush on me like that, pal! Don't rush up on me like that! I got my instincts, you know, I can't be held accountable for well... I don't know, wrong thing to hide. Wrong thing to unhide. Gumshoe's one of the good cops. I promise. I joke, but Gumshoe would never do something corrupt. Unironically. Not even like Kazuma would never kill somebody, but like Gumshoe would not do something corrupt. Edgeworth, on the other hand, that's behind him. So, this belongs to Mr. LeBlanc, does it? I should see what else I can find out from him. First I want... look at my badge, please. Do you have anything new to... I'm not gonna... He's probably gonna say the same thing. I take it that this large piece of cargo belongs to you, Mr. LeBlanc? Of course it is mine! I shipped this fine piece of art from Europe! This olive red statue is worth 10 million cents! No, maybe much, much more! Mr. LeBlanc's reason for choosing this plane must have been the large cargo hold. 10 million cents? I suggest you stop trying to calculate how many packets of noodles that makes, Detective. darn. How did you do that? I feel like you keep getting better and better at seeing right through me every year. Though I grow with each revolution of the planet around the of the sun, I have the distinct impression he continues to madly spin in place. Hey, Mr. Edgeworth. So that 10 million cents, is that in euros or dollars? Does it really make a difference to our case? I want to know, how much is 10 million cents in dollars? Mr. LeBlanc, there is a chance that your cargo is related to our murder case. I was wondering if you would allow us to examine it a bit closer? It is a very valuable piece of art, so no, there will be no touching. Oh, come on. I can't touch it at all. At all. You won't let me touch it. Oh, I can show you something. Detective, do we have anything else to talk about? Man, I can't believe Mr. Hicks fell to his death. I never would have guessed that in a million years. That is still only a hypothesis. However, the investigation should prove it to be true. Now, speaking of falling, I'm glad that art guy's okay. He took quite the spill. Yes, he was lucky to have landed on top of that piece of cargo. Yeah, I can just see it now. Passenger pays price for police foul-up. Did Prosecutor Edgeworth add fuel to the fire of the first murder with a second death? Yep, I'm willing to bet that'd make the front page. That's not funny, Detective. Oh, no, it's not funny. It is not funny, Mr. Edgeworth. Mister. What exactly is an extremely valuable piece of art, sir? Is it like the stuff you see at county fairs? Somehow I get the impression that it's worth a lot more than you can comprehend. Oh, come on. He's fucking Fraser. So this thing is worth more than I can imagine, huh? Woohoo! It kind of makes me want to try collecting expensive art. Collecting expensive art? Interesting. It seems there are people out there besides Mr. LeBlanc who know the true value of art. Huh? Are you talking about me, sir? Of course not. Where did you get an idea like that? What the fuck is it? It's like borderline tsundere, you know? He's more kudere than tsundere. Francisca. If I may have a word with you, Francisca.
I don't think you have the time for idle chatter. You still need to prove to me that your hypothetical situation is, in fact, reality.
I do. Get me on that shit, queen. Or I'll get on that shit, queen. Listen, buddy. Listen, buckaroo. Why do you show me something of no value? Show me the bread first and maybe we will talk. Wait, he wants me to pay him before he'll comment on this? Oh, I can't afford that. Anything else to say about this? What a waste! How horrible to see a priceless... I'm half in Francisco. What a waste! How horrible to see a priceless piece of cloth soiled! I assure you it wasn't me. I believe it to be the work of the killer. I will teach that killer a lesson! You can be sure I will! It will be the LeBlanc Revolution! I think he meant the LeBlanc Retribution, but either way, it sounds intimidating. Is this what you had? No, it's not. What do you want me to show you, dude? Dude? Something else to examine. If you spot anything off, you come and tell me right away, okay, pal? Roger, sir. It's rather unusual for Gumshoe to be so directing. He must outrank this officer. If you run into any trouble, you just leave it up to me, okay? Yes, sir. Oh, watch out, Detective Gumshoe! Ow!
Scruffy, I think your ego is in need of some deflating.
I was following your footsteps, sir. I want to try patronizing my own subordinates. Cool and unforgiving to the detective, even in front of his own subordinate. That's right, I haven't fucking looked at... I haven't looked at like half the evidence. It's nice to look at just the... It's nice to just look at the larger concept art for stuff like this. Let's see. Victim Maxie Hicks, age 28, time of death, March 12th, between 3 a.m. and 4:30 a.m. Cause of death, cranial contusion due to blunt force trauma in the back of the head. Marks appears to have been extensively beaten in the upper half of his back. Just as Miss Tenero said, the timestamp says she bought the suitcase at 5:40 a.m. Anything on the back? Is this one... Can I hold it up to the light and see if it's real? What am I showing you? I'll figure it out. Oh, I don't have any bread to show you, sir. Oh no, I have logic. Duh. I forgot. I have logic, duh. Agent Hicks was on the trail of an international smuggling ring, valuable piece of art. Mr. LeBlanc claims to have brought a piece of art from Europe, but... Oh, the microphone is fine. Ah! I gotta invest in a new one of these days. One that's, I guess, easier to... Skill issue. If Mr. LeBlanc has something to do with the smuggling ring, then it's possible this fake statue was brought on board in Jungfa. I think I need to question him a bit further. There we go. Excuse me, detective. The collision is a bit strange. About your statue, Mr. LeBlanc. I wonder if it might be a fake. That's... Just shoot straight. What? How dare you say my art is fake? I suspect that your statue might be the target of an international smuggling ring. Don't say such fantastical things! These things were not there! I have the certification of my cargo right here! Do you mean the cargo certification document? Mr. Zinc LeBlanc? Why didn't you say so earlier? Please show it to us. Please show it to us at once. I can't read this. What does it say? It says as plain as day the cargo was put into the plane on Europe. And so you have it, Miles Edgeworth. Too bad for you. The statue was brought on board in Europe, just as it states in this certificate. No, that's... Which means that there never was a window of time in which the statue wasn't sitting there. Alright, proof the statue was loaded on board in Europe. I respectfully disagree. We can't discount the theory until I see the statue for myself. Huh! Then you can have your wish! Look at it yourself and see I am right! Uh-oh. This! I know I've seen this somewhere before. This is the Aleph Red? It gives off such a feeling of art! I can practically smell it! This statue has a high amount of historic value. After it was unveiled at the museum in Europe, I brought it to this country to exhibit it. Alright. Piece of art being shipped by Mr. LeBlanc, who claims it is worth 10 million cents. I love how even Edgeworth, when talking about it with Gumshoe, was like, how does this even matter? It's not even relevant to the case. And yet here he is making note of it anyway. Hey, you can never be too certain. I believe a closer look is warranted here. So this is the infamous Aleph Red statue. What is it, Mr. Edgeworth? Did you find something? There's something wrong with this picture. We should examine it in more detail. Yeah. Are these eyes made of some sort of gem? That's a real nice shade of orange. And for a sec, I couldn't even tell they were jewels. Oh, but they kind of remind me of the eyes of this stray cat that lives near my house. Are the eyes supposed to be this color? Is it possible that this statue... Is it possible this statue is a fake? I was like, is that a grammatical error? But no, that's correct. So this is the Alfred statue. I swear I've seen this somewhere before. Well, no wonder this thing is worth 10 million cents. And look at how it sparkles, sir! I wouldn't call it sparkling, detective. Maybe more along the lines of dully shining. Fucking pedantic ass. What have we here? It says, Jungfa Express on the cloth, sir. I'm gonna take a guess and say this delivery company is based in Jungfa. Something is tugging on the corner of my mind. As though something is out of place? Wait, I thought... What's this? The statue looks like it's stepping all over its neighbor's cloth cover. Kind of resembles its owner's attitude in a sense. You! What did you say now? Further, my clothing hem is not being stepped on by anyone. It is too expensive for me to allow that to happen. Please forgive the trespasses of my subordinate. Why should I forgive if the dress passes? Unless it is an expensive dress, you keep it. I feel like this A3, these parts of the floor in the cargo hold were edited too. I feel like they used to be something different. It'll be interesting to look back at the DS game. The leftover suitcases sit here, lined up in two pretty neat rows. Too bad for Miss Teniro, but this design is unmarketable. Oh! Why do they keep giving us the same dialogue to read, sir? I don't know, Detective Gumshoe. But it does sound as though you're in great need of hydration. Oh! Great thinking, Mr. Edgeworth! Gotta remember to stay hydrated. Edgeworth would romance Garrus. That's for sure. Buy one, get one free. If you I think if they did that, everyone would lose. Alright, so yeah, no more messing around. Well, we're absolutely gonna be messing around more, but... Is this spot somehow connected to any of the evidence I hold? Sure is. Those don't look red to me. These eyes are awfully orange, don't you think? Yeah, and pretty. They remind me of sunsets when I was in grade school, sir. They don't look the same anymore as an adult. I don't think you see what I'm talking about. No, I do! But it's really like the color of the sun when it's setting, sir. Ah, the memories. Now when I see a sunset, I think of something different, sir. I remember standing out in that field, spinning with my arms out till I felt ill. I don't care about sunsets. Focus, detective. What color are the eyes in this photo? Uh-huh. Oh! Sir! They're red! As I thought. This statue is a fake. Mr. LeBlanc? What do you want? Do you not know I am a busy man? I allow you 2 seconds for your answer. The Alfred. I suppose this is your pride and joy, is it not? Was not 2 seconds, was 3.15. But give you margin of error, it is the biggest trophy on this European trip. Do you know why I wanted to possess this statue? The trigger started 17 years ago. Better grab a chair, sir. Sounds like this is gonna be a long story. Mr. LeBlanc, I regret to inform you, and you have my heartfelt sympathy, but What is that? Sympathy? For what? You'll see. I'd like you to compare the eyes. That large fellow there has very bright and pretty eyes compared to you. I wasn't talking about the two of us. Gumshoe's like, really? He said I had pretty eyes, pal. I meant the eyes of the statue in front of us and the one in this photo. Why the sudden yelling? Now then. Oh! Oh! It is a photo of this statue on display at the museum in Europe. No! Now do you see, Mr. LeBlanc? The statue before us is a fake. A fake! I believe that even further examination will be required, now that we've confirmed that this is indeed a fake. There must be some sort of proof that this was brought on board in Jungfa. And I will present to you evidence that will resolve the remaining contradiction. Let me examine this again. What have we here? It says, Jungfa Express on the cloth, sir. Something is tugging on the corner of my mind. So something is out of place? Yeah, what should be here? Proof this. Wait, let me look at the log. Some proof that this is brought on board in Jungfa. What is the proof? What do we have here? Turn on webcam. Because I feel like it. Okay, it is brought on board in Jungfa. Proof the statue was loaded on board in Europe. Mr. Axby. Now we're getting into like times. That's where I'm gonna get tripped up. Okay, let's see. 5:40 a.m. register 1. At the transfer point. It was loaded on board during the refueling between 4 and 5 a.m. at the transfer point. During 4 and 5 a.m. Where were we? Okay, well, where were we during 4 and 5 a.m.? 4 and 5 in the morning. Between 4 and 5 a.m., so it's not that. Got this from the cargo hold. Mr. Acme Hicks was there in a seat when we took off again at 5 a.m. When we took off again. When we took off again, from where? Or where is our transfer point? Where's the transfer point? Do you do this too? Like when you're, I don't know, just reading something idly? Maybe this is like an astigmatism thing, where you just cover one eye. Is that how you get one? I don't know, but I have one in this eye. Okay. No, we just checked that. Okay, when you took off at 5. They were departing. Wait, they were going from Jungfa, right? To our departure time zone, and he missed the movie because he had it set to. What did he have it set to? Borginian time? Taken at a museum in Europe. We just have to prove it was. We just have to prove that it came from. Yeah, we just have to prove that it came from Jungfa within 4 to 5. 4 to 5 a.m. Where did I get that? Okay. Okay, what am I... Proof it was brought on board. We took off again at 5 a.m. loaded. Oh, this is where I got it. It was loaded on board during the refueling between 4 and 5 a.m. at the transfer point. Is the spot somehow connected? Wait, do I have logic? Do I have I don't. No, I can't back out of this. It's like, no. No, you don't have the... No. We'll narrow it down for you. You can't back out of this. It seems too easy. I'm not entirely confident that there's a contradiction here. What do you think, Detective? Well, I think it's really suspicious looking, sir. My well-trained gut tells me so. I see. Well, then I must be mistaken. How come when I answer confidently, you take that to mean we're off course, sir? Yeah, why don't you answer that, Edward? Oh, it was brought on board. Look at this. It was taken out of a museum in Europe. Also, don't overthink this. Yeah, this statue looks like it's stepping all over its neighbor's cloth. All this extra dialogue we read already. Okay. So this Aleph Red is a fake. That art dealer isn't looking too happy about it either, sir. I will get to the bottom of this, for his sake as well as mine. His sake doesn't really matter that much to me, but I won't say that part out loud. Ah! 2 pretty neat rows. Too bad for Mr. Nero, but this is the 3rd time we've read this dialogue. Okay, think about what happened. Okay, think about what happened. Yes, it was moved here abruptly. It was moved here very abruptly. Very abruptly. Highly likely killer got this from the cargo hold. Loaded on board in Europe. Must be some sort of proof that this was brought on board in Jumba. I'll figure it out. You know me. Mr. Hackby Hicks was there in his seat when we took off again at 5 a.m. Statue was loaded on board in Europe. Wait, did he say it was loaded on? We need to prove that it's... No, it... That's... Okay, when I take notes, when I transcribe dialogue in Ace Attorney games, I do that same thing, parenthetical item, and then the dialogue. It was a bit bizarre. Okay, go to some sort of proof that this was brought on board in Junfa. Fuck! It gets harder than this too, by the way. Like, not that this is case 2. It doesn't get hard till... Then I think like the last thing you have to present in Investigations 2. I was stuck on that for like an hour. But at least I remember what it is. No. It's loaded up. Is this it? Really? Is this that simple? If this was proof that the statue was loaded on board in Europe, then how the fuck did this one get here? Where the fuck did this one come from? No. I was like, what am I... I know it's some shit to do with the bed sheets. He took off again at 5 a.m. Bought at the in-flight shop and left in attendance room. Okay, where were we? Were we in Jungpa? Were we in Jungpa at fucking at 5:40 in the morning? Fuck. It's the numbers that get me this time. Was there in a state when we took off again at 5? Proof the statue is loaded on board in Europe. I mean, if this one's the fake, then no, we just deduced that was a fake, so that wouldn't be that would be extraneous. That would be unnecessary. Oh, the game over when when your health depletes entirely. The game over is very funny for this one. So if we do get I don't know what image I just unhid. Even if we do get a game over, we're gonna save before that happens. Like I don't know. Look at all these save slots. We had one back in the day, and we had to do that thing. We had to do that thing where you input that little secret code from the DS that like soft resets the game and wipes the save file. You guys have like 10. You have like 10 save slots now. You're stalling. The fuck was that? Did you hear that? Maybe this shouldn't have been here. Bought in the in-flight shop and fuck. I don't want to guess. Oh no, we all that. Je ne sais quoi. That's a see, Edgeworth, that's a much nicer way. It's a much nicer way to describe this suitcase without like directly insulting her. Proof that it was not. I mean, the proof that it was. This was taken at a museum in Europe, okay? Proof the statue was loaded on board in Europe. I'll figure it out. Oh, that's right, I can look up top too. I can't believe you were able to tell this was a fake from a single glance, sir! You knew right away that its eyes were a different color than the ones in the photo! Yes, unlike a certain detective who needs to try a little harder. The fact that this is a fake means it was swapped with the real one at some point. Yeah, that does... yes, true. Yeah, that does... yes, true. Is that a sentence? Yeah, it sure does. Something is out of place. So something's out of place. Yeah. Fuck. No, I'm not looking it up. I can do this. That's fine, just relax and think. Pretend you're the one there solving the murder. Bought in the in-flight shop. Leftover suitcases, yeah. Yes, because the cargo was swapped at some point. Something that proves it was loaded on... that it was loaded... because of what you guys want from me. I hope it's not too far back. No, it's too far back. Fuck. Okay, they do remind you. That it was loaded on board and what do I have? That it was swapped? Do you want me to suggest that it was swapped? Like how the suitcases were? Yo, why do you like take away the my health meter? It almost for a second it makes me think I got it right. What the fuck? Tomorrow I'm gonna wake up and I'm gonna watch this and I'm like, it's so obvious. It was loaded on board during the refueling between 4 and 5 a.m. at the transfer point. He was there in his seat when we took off again at 5 a.m. Okay, if he was there in his seat and took off at 5 a.m. But which are we talking about, this or this? Okay. Please be this. It's not. Okay. Fuck, what happened here, Violet? Look at this. What happened here? I guess I know the cargo was swapped. I know who did it. I'm trying to like reverse engineer it in my head. No, it's not. That it was on board. Fuck! There's something that suggests that this is what we need to be looking at. Violet, it's so simple. Thinking. What contradicts this? Okay, think clearly. And don't guess. Oh shit, we're at 2. We're at 2 now. Oh, I was gonna save it. Right? I saved. Yes, I did. Good. I was like, what? You didn't wait. You didn't pull... It's the math tripping me up this time. When did you make... Okay, it was loaded on... I forgot I'd touch on. It was loaded on board during the refueling between 4 and 5 a.m. at the transfer point. Yes, where is all this shit? You can't want- you don't want me to- do you want me to- no, that's not what you want me to do. That's not what you want me to do. I'm gonna try it here. Because I'm trying to establish that the cargo was moved, and you can do that in many ways. But it's like, we have to prove it that it's not- we have to prove that it was boarded, or this thing was moved on board in Jungho. Oh yeah, the cargo. Virginia, that's Virginia to the USA, right? Virginia to the USA. That's not good. This is news. Think carefully. Because the game over is really funny, but I want to see if I can, scrape through. Proof the statue was loaded on board in Europe. Then where'd this fucking thing come from? Where'd this fucking thing come from? Let me look at the photo from back in time. That's been there the whole time, huh? I think that's to throw us off. I'm thrown off. Oh yes. The dress passes. I wonder what those exchanges are like in Japanese. Okay. Did I just do this? Did I just present this and oh god, okay. It was loaded on board during the repeat. Where is all the extra cargo and shit? Nope, but we do get to see the game over.
That's as far as you go, Miles Edgeworth. That's as far as the webcam goes, Miles Edgeworth. That's as far as you go, Miles Edgeworth. I've known the truth now for quite some time. And I won't allow you to dawdle.
What? But we haven't completed the investigation yet!
It's obvious that the culprit is Miss Rhoda Tenero. There's no one else it could have been.
It can't end like this! Miss Tenero was kept in custody under the pretense of a valuable witness. Thus the truth was lost for all eternity. What the fuck are these? That is complete. It looks completely new. It looks completely different. That load a save game. That looked completely different in the DS version. That didn't have any. The book didn't have anything written in it in the DS version. Where did I save? What fucking what? What happened to the real red one? That's one thing to yeah, that's one thing to look at. What happened to the real red? What happened to the real one? This is gonna be so easy. I'm not looking it up. It was loaded on board during the refueling between 4. Oh, okay, you're getting ahead of yourself. Statue before this is a fake. There must be some sort of proof that this was brought on board in Jungfa. Fuck! There must be! Don't think too hard. How? I'm like, don't think too hard. Okay. You have to prove that it was. You have to prove it was there. Proof the statue was loaded on board in Europe. Bought at the when were we in Jungfa? Body found at 6:15 a.m. inside elevator on first floor. Taken out of museum in Europe. Because I know the cell phone is not out of play. Yes, something used to be here. Yes, something is stepping over this. Tugging the corner of your— yes, like the cargo! Okay, relax, you're fine. Prove it was brought on board in Jungfa? I don't know. During the refueling? Between what else happened between 4 and 5? There's but a passport inside. No, you're not there. I was like, I'm about to just start presenting random things until I hit it. You're not there yet. You're not there yet. What happened to the fucking statue? Oh, this one was always a fake. There isn't a red one. The red one was in Europe. Okay. Shut off the part of your brain that knows this is a live stream. And think. Okay, so there is no possible way they could have swapped out the statues. There's just the likelihood of that is fucking impossible. You have the real one, really? It's more likely that this one was brought up, that this one has been a fake the whole time. And that's what Agent Hicks has been looking at. Like I said, the cell phone is not entirely out of play here. I won't get ahead of myself, but did he have this? It's just so funny, because if he took this photo with his cell phone, that means he had to like go. He had to probably like go to fucking Kinko's and have it printed out for him. God. Okay. Taken in a museum in Europe. Yeah, it is that simple. Is it? Yeah, this is the museum in Europe. Proof the statue was loaded on board in Europe. In Europe? You can't let me examine this fucking thing. You can't let me examine this fucking thing. I was gonna say, you can't let me rotate this thing in a three-dimensional space without something being there to examine. The jewels in the eye sockets. They were made to look just like real gems. So you mean these aren't real? Do you really think the forgers would waste that kind of money on a replica? I guess not. Oh, I just got a really great idea! I could probably find some rocks down by the river I could polish up to look like real jewels. I think I'll try that out and give one to Maggie as a present next time. I wonder if he's serious. And I wonder if I should try to stop him if he is. Okay, so this one is fake. This one's fake. Fake friends. Proof the statue was loaded on board in Europe. Proof that it was loaded on board in Jungfa. Usually you'd be able to deduce this from the selection of evidence. What were you stepping on? Because something is tugging on the corner of my mind. Though something's out of place. Yes, it is. What is out of- Fuck, what's out of place? I know there's something out of place. It's not gonna be this, is it? It's not gonna be this, is it? It's not gonna be this, is it? It's not gonna- Yeah, it can't be this because you can't select this. Can you? It's not- it won't be this. I wouldn't have- I won't- I didn't overthink this for like 20 minutes. No, I didn't. But just to be sure, let's fucking try the other one. Here. I think I've already done this. What you're seeing is desperation unfold. Oh my fucking god. hold on, I don't know what source I just transformed by slapping the... There we go. Good job, Violet! You might want to hey, when you're watching the VOD, see how long it took. Run a timer for how long it fucking took you to figure this one out. It's just that it was so obvious. Like, it'd be one thing if it was something I was having trouble figuring out, but that it was so obvious. It's like right in front of you. I love these games. There is clearly a contradiction here. Oh, but then, you know when you present it, you're like, ah, I got the evidence, here's the contradiction, I know it's in here somewhere, and they're like, okay, but what? It's like, fuck. Shit, oh my god. You're gonna make me point to it now? Because they know you'll guess. You'll like get it in the ballpark. What did he say? There is clearly a contradiction here. An adjustment required to be made of the microphone. What are you going on about?
It's just a simple case of a cargo cover getting stuck under another piece of cargo. That's not possible!
But it is. It shouldn't be this way. But the statue is on top of the cloth. Supposing that the neighboring piece of cargo was brought on board in Jungfa, there is no way that any part of it should wind up under something from Europe, which means that this fake statue was smuggled on board in Jungfa.
What about the cargo certificate?
Let me ask in return, what about Agent Hicks? Why did he come down here in the middle of the flight? There is only one reason why. To secure proof of smuggling activity aboard this flight.
So you say, but I don't believe he had to do that mid-flight. We could have just as easily inspected all of the cargo after the plane landed.
That may be true, however, you have it backwards, Francisca. Sure, Agent Hicks could have waited until after the plane had landed. But he had a reason for coming down to the cargo hold. Suppose he had found the fake at the airport. It would have been after the swap had occurred. At that time, the suspicion would naturally fall onto the statue's owner, who would have no way to prove that the statue was switched without his knowledge. Which means that there is someone involved who is forging or modifying cargo certificates. Alright, that's a lot. Investigation complete. It only took us half an hour. I guess the victim knew the real version of this was gonna get nabbed, huh? Yes. While this photo could be seen as nothing more than a simple souvenir, it was in fact taken to be used as a reference document later on. Next, Agent Hicks had to secure proof that the smuggling had taken place. He came down here to take a picture of the cargo hold, a rather empty one at that, right before the fake statue could be loaded on board.
A photo of the hold missing a valuable piece of cargo would have been proof enough. After that, all he had to do was hold the Jungfa.
How does Francisca pronounce Jungfa?
After that, all he had to do was hold the Jungfa cargo crew and arrest the smuggler.
Exactly. This only goes to prove my theory. If the statue was not in the cargo hold during the Europe-Jungfa leg of the trip, there would have been enough height from which Agent Hicks could have fallen to his death.
Officer! Move this statue immediately! I want a thorough examination of the floor underneath. Now!
Say please.
Miss Von Karma, I'm ready to report my findings. Go on. After moving the Aleph Red statue out of the way, we tested the area under it with luminol, and there was a reaction.
Ooh.
I see. There was a reaction to luminol. An indication that there was blood in that spot.
Can we stop looking at it now, sirs? It would seem that my deductions were correct after all.
I suppose it would appear that way.
The culprit cleaned up the blood very well.
And how do you think the killer did that?
How did the killer clean up all the blood? With the receipt! I'm just kidding.
Take that!
The killer used the bloody cloth I found inside the suitcase to clean up the mess.
I see. They had a need to clean up all the blood before the plane landed in Jungfa.
Yes, because otherwise the cargo crew would have discovered it during the layover. So you guys are saying that the murder happened before the plane landed in Jungfa? There is no other conceivable timeline for the events of the murder. But if that is true, then that throws a certain person's testimony into doubt. If the murder occurred before we landed in Jungfa, then this becomes highly suspect. Recall Miss Meal's testimony about Agent Hicks in regard to when we departed Jungfa?
I saw Mr. Hicks sitting in his seat at 5 a.m., you know. I saw Mr. Hicks sitting in his seat at 5 a.m., you know.
She claims Agent Hicks was alive at the time of the service calls, but that totally contradicts the facts, sir!
But why would she lie about something like that?
I think the only person who can answer that is Miss Meal herself. To be continued. You know what? We're finishing this case tonight. Yes, we will. We're finishing it tonight. Or I'll BRB. I'll think about it in the meantime. I'll think about it. Hey, thanks so much for waiting. I gave it some thought. Overwrite. Which one? Yeah, overwrite this one. I gave it some thought, and I would love to continue this tonight. I'm gonna look you in the eye for this. I would love to continue this tonight, but because I fiddled with the mic settings again, we are running like an hour and 40 minutes right now. I don't want to go too far ahead, just in case there's something weird. I went over everything with a fine-tooth comb before this stream, but there's always a possibility that something could get lost, or something could be off. So I will listen back to the VOD, maybe later tonight or tomorrow. And if everything sounds fine in the VOD, then we will continue forward. I'm so tired of audio testing. Confrontation. Is that what it's called now? At the end. It did not say anything like confrontation. Confrontation, this character. In the original game. This didn't happen in the original game. Yeah, I know, it's a remaster, but that's over... from over 15 years ago. Okay, whatever. I will be streaming this again pretty soon, if all goes well with the audio, and there's no reason for me to believe that it shouldn't. If you tuned into this stream, thank you so much for tuning in. If you're watching the VOD, thank you so much for watching the VOD. And yeah, yeah. I don't have much else interesting to say. I've rambled through all of it. I'll see you next time, which should be pretty soon, hopefully. Bye!